good.
It's
Hi,
actually
hi.
really nice to finally meet you, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say after so much correspondence, I'm so sorry to interrupt you guys.
Oh no,
Yeah,
if we could decide on one person to come up and just
sure.
stand next to Tim while we're talking
That
about
sounds
this.
great. Thanks
You're
so much.
awesome. Thank
Sorry
you
to
so
interrupt you.
much. So we have Belgi, reflection, success, GHSP,
I'm ready.
closer, global health now.
Okay. And you'll,
This is after the leadership awards.
and the order of the awards is here.
Global
And,
health now,
So
Lancet,
you'll do
Third, the
Tom
Jenny,
first, or maybe do
right.
Kojo
reflection
first.
essays,
Well, I'll go
yes,
in whatever the slide
Okay,
order
fine.
is. That way,
And it
then
doesn't.
we don't have to memorize
Perfect.
it. We can
That's
just
smart.
start. No, I can
Yeah.
read.
Good. Exactly. All right. And then you got a list.
Right. And when these awards, if you could just let me know who we should invite up with us to.
yeah.
All right. Are we?
So
So
can I
we'll
just
roll.
give you
Are
this
these
now?
post-its
Jim
okay?
Felton wants to come up.
Yeah,
Take them off? Do I
post-it.
leave
No,
them on?
no, you can leave mine.
Belgi
Post-it.
essay winners, essay honorable mentions, video competition awards.
All right. We got.
Zoe's coming
Are
up.
we? Are we? Are we? Are we inviting?
Unbar should come up.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask Ambar up. I'll ask Zoe Nolan up. Who else?
Jim Felton.
Jim Shelton. But are we doing honorable mentions too, or we're just doing the winner?
Well, they can all come up and get their picture taken.
Okay.
And then they can all be together.
So
with
just
the winner.
we'll just bang through everything else really fast to get to the awards, so we can give it. Right. I talk quickly. All right. I've been advised to talk quickly, so I can do that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the business meeting of the Consortium of Universities for Global Health. We're going to kind of quickly race through a little bit of background about CUGH for those of you who may not be as familiar with it as some of us to get to the awards, which we're very, very excited about, and then we'll end up with the transition into the next generation, if you will. So we've had meetings before. We'll have meetings again. Terrific. That's a quick one. We're really here for you, and one of the things that I would like to see come out of this business meeting is please give us feedback. This is a member-driven organization. We do some things right, but we do some things wrong, and the only way we learn that if you get back in touch with us. And this is all about making the world a better place and trying to do that through the terrific work that you do. These are all the board members. If you can read that, you're better than I because I don't have my reading glasses on. We have a lot of ex officio people there. Oh, I can read it up there. It's big up there. All right. So Michelle Berry, Peggy Bentley, Pierre Bukins, Pat Conrad, Trish Davidson, Samath, I'm not even going to go there, Wafa El Sadar, Patty Garcia, Liz Grant, Ann Kurth, Nelson Siwan Combo, Yasin Chekalovov, Judy Wasserheit, and Mohammed Zaman. Thank you very, very much. You've made my life much, much easier. None of this could have been done without you, so I'm going to applaud you. I hope everyone else does. Jennifer Adams, King Holmes, Charles Larsons, Jaime Sepulveda, Tom Quinn, Vikas Kapal, and Keith Martin, who I'll touch on again. These are ex officio members. Actually, they behave just like the rest of us, which means they're out of control and are critically important. So thank you as well. Pierre Bukins, Ann Kurth, Judy Wasserheit. So we actually talk twice a month, every single month, trying to figure out how to make this all work for you. So thank you very, very much for that incredible commitment. I appreciate it. And I don't know why, because I had your photos and faces in the opening ceremony, but I've seemed to have lost them. Our staff, obviously, nothing could happen without staff. Keith runs the ship. He's here. Dalal, are you here? Stand up, Dalal. Karen, I see is here. Amy, somewhere, Amy, and Elazar. Thank you so much for all that. So I'm going to turn it over to Keith, let him talk a little bit about some of the different activities we'll do, and then we'll get back into the awards.
Great. Thanks, Tim. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We'll go through it pretty quickly. We have an incredible array of committees, and those committees are made of members from our institutions. We have Sam Matheny here. Sam, put your hand up, please. He's the outgoing chair, has done a phenomenal job, and beside him is Dr. Tom Hall, who is the co-chair for the has been an incredible supporter and really much of the part of the founding group of CUGH. And Tom, it's great to see you here. To the right of Sam is Dr. Quentin Eichbaum, who's going to be the incoming chair for our Education Committee. And thanks very much for all the work you do. Please check out the work that they do in the subcommittees because it's quite amazing, and we'd like you to join and engage with them and what they're doing. Great. Those are the subcommittees that we have: Competencies, Conference Planning, Educational Products Committee. Elisa Gutierrez is the Administrative Education Assistant who works on this. Elizar is here. There you go. The Program Advisory Service that John Ripp has done a phenomenal work on and providing support and guidance for our global health programs. And the Workforce Subcommittee that also Quentin chaired. We have a finance committee that Dr. Ann Kurth, who's in the front row, who's going to be our vice chair after this meeting. She chairs that. We have a research committee to Dr. Peggy Bentley, who is here. She has chaired that and now will be on our executive. And Dr. Maureen Godnow and also Dr. Liz Grant is taking on that particular position. We have an Enabling Systems Committee that King Holmes and Ann Anderson chair, and it has a number of products. We have had webinars, and essentially that works to be able to help the administrative aspects of our global health programs. The Trainee Advisory Committee that Yasin has chaired, but now Jabin Shen is going to chair, is how we actually engage our students. So if you're students in the audience, please contact them of how you can engage with their work. We have an Advocacy and Communications Committee that I chair, and you can take a look online and we'll have a lot of the work that we've been doing over the years. If you want to get involved in advocacy and communications like any committee, please, again, contact us. We need your ideas. We need to work with you to be able to advance and have impact. Membership committee that Dr. Richard Deckelbaum and Dr. Mohammed Zaman chaired. I have to say that over the last 3.5 years, CUGH has nearly tripled in size in terms of numbers. So we have 144 members. We've also diversified geographically with an increasing number of international members. The benefits are there. I'm not going to go over them. They're online. Our finances. So our finances, we have run a deficit since 2013. That deficit continues to decline. We've shaved off 2/3 of that original actual deficit since 2013. So we have another $54,000 to go to be able to be flush. And we haven't expanded our administrative structure at all, other than the one position that we have for the administrative assistant that Dr. Tom Hall was very kind and generous enough to support. In the future, what we're looking at, the expected deficits, we've always come significantly under those deficits. But again, we need to diversify, frankly, our funding picture, and that's what we're working together with the board to do that. These are the budget summaries that we have. As you can see, our expenses have gone up, but our revenues have gone up even more. A large part of the reason why the expenses have gone up is really due to the fact that we have included our conference in expenses as well as revenues. As the conference has grown, we've grown from about 1,300 individuals 3 years ago to now 1,800 attendees here. So that growth has resulted in an increase in expenditures, but it also has resulted in an increase in revenues too. We've also increased our revenues by the tripling of the membership that we have done over the last 3 years. Revenue sources, as you can see, the bulk of our revenues come from our membership, in our conference. We have a very small other options in terms of our revenues. So we aim to dramatically increase that green space, which we have to do. We cannot continue to rely on both membership and conference for our financial stability. And that's what the board and I will be working on over the next year to significantly change that picture. The membership has grown, as I mentioned before, significantly. It's now 144. And these are our members, so you have to memorize them because there'll be a skill testing question after this. Let's see now. Doing for time. There you go. Upcoming conferences, you know that we're going to be in Washington, D.C. Next year, and Dr. Trish Davidson, who is here, I think, who's going to be the chair, thank you, Trish, of the conference, and Dr. Tom Quinn is going to be the co-chair. We also have Dr. Nelson Siwan Combo, who is going to be the co-host for that and co-chair. And 2018, we're going to have the conference in New York, and Columbia University is going to chair that along with Patty Garcia. Dr. Garcia, are you here? Yeah, fantastic. So Dr. Garcia and Drs. Wafa Al-Sadr and Dr. Richard Deckelbaum are going to be the co-hosts for that. Awards.
That was great.
We're excited about that.
Yeah.
So any questions at all, if I could ask, any questions that you might have on any of those slides? Great.
Terrific. All right.
Dr. Brewer.
Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Dr. Pierre Bukens, our vice chair, to join us on the stage. And a disclosure, I read the way that gophers escape hawks, which is I have to memorize patterns. So if I get your name wrong, it's not because I don't care, it's because I have not seen the pattern before, and so I haven't memorized it, and if I were a gopher, I'd be dead. All right, so we'll go into the awards here. All right, so this is our number one award. It is the Distinguished Leadership Award. Just look at what you have to do to get this award. So you have to demonstrate a long-term profound commitment to global health. You have to have made exceptional contributions. You have to have shown outstanding leadership, particularly for the world's poor. You have to have inspired excellence among peers and staff, be well respected in the local, national, and international community, and play a pivotal role in terms of advocating and advancing global health policies. I mean, get serious. Who has done all that, right? Well, the answer is Tom Quinn has actually done all that. So we are immensely honored. He really has checked all of those boxes, and over a truly amazing career that I've had a chance to watch since I started as an infectious disease fellow in the early 1990s across HIV, AIDS. Tom has really set the bar for our understanding not only of this pandemic that consumes so many of our friends and colleagues and has occupied a lot of our professional careers, but really how to engage in meaningful and valuable ways with our partners around the world. So we are absolutely honored and delighted to have Tom Quinn as this year's Distinguished Leadership Award.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, what do you get? Oh, all right, look at that. Aren't you glad you don't have to carry this home on you?
Thank you. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Great. Right, let me put that there. I do want to say a few words of thanks. And first and foremost is to CUGH, to the board, to the awards committee, for honoring me and the work that we all do to promote global health throughout the world. I am really humbled that I've been given this opportunity, this recognition by my peers and by my mentors and by many of the people I have worked with. And so I want to, if you give me just, he said I could have 2 minutes, so I do want to recognize a few people who I wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for them. And really, my first mentor was King Holmes. He opened my eyes to the whole world of sexually transmitted diseases. and that really went on to HIV. And the second mentor that when I left King's Place, and I've never really left it, he has continued to be my mentor throughout my career, was really Anthony Fauci. And the reason I want to really highlight Tony, you all heard his talk today. You've witnessed his commitment to this entire field. And he provided me with the resources to do what you really were just outlining. And without resources, it's very difficult to accomplish many of the things we all want to do. I also want to recognize another Gardner awardee, and that's Peter Piot, because he was the one who opened the door for me for my first trip to Africa. And that's where I started to learn how to do this type of work of global health. You can't do it in a classroom, and I have learned from that and tried to pass it on to all the students and junior faculty that I've had the opportunity to lead. And then lastly, I'd like to say global health is all about collaboration. You kindly outlined all those things. I didn't do those things. It was a group of people who really did all of that. We all worked together collectively. And I could go on and go through the whole room and talk about the people I've worked with, but I'll highlight just a few because they entrusted me with the leadership of global health at Johns Hopkins. And so I want to highlight Trish Davidson. Trish, there she is. And Martha Hill, before you arrived, the two of them at the School of Nursing really accepting me into their ranks and allowing me to be a part of what they do. Mike Clegg for the School of Public Health. John Bartlett in the School of Medicine and helping me along the way. Al Summer, Bob Black, who was here yesterday, Dave Thomas, my current division chief. All of these people, I really have the best job in the world, having Tony Fauci as one boss and the folks at Hopkins as my other boss. And most people don't know who I work for. I really work for everyone, so I'm glad to do that. But I have to give recognition to the people who run the Center for Global Health at Johns Hopkins. And I don't know if they're in the room or not. And that's Anna Kabarzik and Emily Combs. And Dick Dunning, who has since retired, but they really helped me move it forward. And lastly, I'm done. I'm going to recognize my family, who we're going to celebrate a little bit later. I have now 3 sons living in California, and we're going to all get together afterwards. But if it wasn't for the family supporting all my international travels and understanding my commitment to this field, none of that would have been possible. So thank you all very much for this opportunity, for this recognition, and I'm deeply indebted to all of you. Thank you. Thanks, Tim. You're welcome. Thanks for the 2 minutes.
There you go.
Let me read that right there, right?
No, because we'll give it away to somebody else.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Tom. So our next award, which also we're really, really excited about, is our CUGH Youth Leader Award. Think of this as the Future Tom Quinn Award, right? So these are the people who will change the world, and they're already doing it. So we're very excited to be able to recognize someone under the age of 30 who has really already demonstrated the ability to make an outstanding achievement either in education, research, or advocacy, and has been able to build collaborations and show leadership. And every year, I'm very excited to meet the individual who does it. This year, we particularly have an amazing individual, Kawando Sarpong, and he's now at Mount Sinai, but really has created a program where he's supporting the education of women, particularly women in the science fields. I believe it's in Ghana, is that correct? In Ghana, just demonstrated that vision, but not only been able to demonstrate that vision, but to take the vision actually to action, to be able to bring the stakeholders together, to get the financing to make it actually happen. And so Ghana is creating women scientists in part because of the wonderful collaborations he's put together. So please, we're honored and delighted to recognize you with our Youth Leader Award. Congratulations. All right. Now, get over here. Oh, slide that way. Thank you. Great. You can say a quick thank you too. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I just want to thank the CUGH board for this recognition and award. And I also want to thank Dean Davidson for actually believing in my work. And the first time she talked to me, she didn't say that I have this crazy idea that I would never work in a male-dominated society, but actually she encouraged me and also sort of mentored me throughout this whole process. Moreover, I also want to thank our team in Ghana, because I live here in the United States and they are the ones who are on the ground doing all the work. And mobilizing a group of students all over the world, including professionals and faculty, is not an easy task. But our team here, Shope, Efe, and Derek, they made the work quite very easy to do. And finally, I just want to also thank my mother. My mom wanted to be a midwife nurse, but unfortunately, her schooling ended in middle school. However, she made that a positive note by educating all her 4 boys, and also always telling us that we have to think about the other 50% of the population, which are women. So I really stand here in honor of my mom, and also to quote Dr. Kwejo Agris, who said that if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. Thank you very much.
Terrific. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So I'd like to ask Dr. Velji to please join us up on the stage for the Velji Family Foundation Award. For those of you who don't know Anvar, I'll take a quick aside. Anvar is one of the, there's a book called Founding Brothers about the formation of the government of the United States, and I recommend you read it, but it's like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton. If you were to think of those people in global health, Anvar Velji would be one of those. And he's really, for as long as I've been involved in global health, I've been learning from him as to how you actually do this. So we're really delighted and honored to have you here. The first award is the Velji Global Health Education Award, and that goes to Sundhir Sapathi, the Director of the School of Public Health at KIT University. Please. Sure.
It's about a minute.
Yep.
All right. So, congratulations. Let me read a little bit about
All right.
you.
We're going to do
Okay?
tell you quick.
Dr. Sathpathy is being recognized for being a pioneer in public health in India. He has been at the forefront of efforts in TB, polio eradication, HIV/AIDS, leprosy, and other diseases. He has been involved in founding 3 schools of public health in India and setting standards in the Indian public health for community health centers, involved in establishing mobile units and much, much more. So please, let's congratulate him for this great award.
Thank you. All right. So our next award winner is the Belgian Emerging Leader in Global Health Innovation Award for the faculty. That's Michelle Holmes, the Medical Director of Global Health Education at Mayo Clinic. Is Dr. Holmes here?
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, great.
Right here.
Great.
Dr. Michelle Holm is a unique person as well. And she receives this award to recognize she has recruited over 30 multidisciplinary teams, and also for her developing a pharmacy computerized inventory program in various healthcare settings such as Haiti. And she has done much, much more, but team has been a very hard taskmaster, so we will let it be. So please congratulate Dr. Holm.
And our final Belgi award is the Belgi Emerging Leader in Global Health Innovation Student Award, Johannes Walder-Manuel, a postdoctoral fellow at Stanford University School of Medicine. Congratulations.
Dr. Walder-Manuel, an Ethiopian physician scientist and a neurologist, is being recognized for his several contributions in addressing the common health burdens in Africa, particularly in the field of pain management and early diagnosis of clinical HIV-associated neuropathy. He has developed CHANT, which is for clinical HIV-associated neuropathy tool for primary and secondary early diagnosis and prevent further complications. So we are very privileged today to have him here. He's currently at Stanford. Congratulations.
No. Go that way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Team doesn't get the control of the mic. So anyway, I would really like to thank Tim for an excellent job as the chairman of the board. You've done a lot, and we appreciate that very much. And thank you, Keith, and thank you for our incoming president, Pierre Buchans. Thank you all.
All right. So we're now going to move on to the Lancet CUGH Student Poster Competition awardees. Is Zoe? Oh, terrific. All right. So we are really, this is, for those of you who don't know, this has been an ongoing relationship between Lancet Global Health and the consortium. We're really excited and thrilled about. The Lancet Global Health publishes our oral abstracts every year, giving them great visibility, a tremendous honor. And they also provide an award for the outstanding posters. The reason why I don't have the names of the winners in front to show you is because it's actually based on the review of the posters. So they've been chosen over the course of yesterday and today. But I can tell you that the areas in which the posters were judged were governance, MDGs and SDGs, human resources and workforce, planetary and environmental One Health, technology and innovation, new and emerging priorities, and financial and operational sustainabilities. And we're immensely grateful to the Lancet Global Health, both for the terrific award and the cash prize that goes with this, and for recognizing these outstanding trainees. All right, you have the name. All right, terrific.
Thank you, Tim. So well done to all the winners. It was a difficult choice. So these are being judged on both the quality of the study and also the presentation of the actual posters themselves. And as Tim says, they were only judged yesterday. So this is hot off the press. So I'm going to call you up one by one. and give you your prize. And then if you stay up on the stage, we can all have a photo together. So the winner in the planetary health track was Darian Shapiro. Maybe if you come round this way next. Congratulations. The winner of the poster in the Human Resources and Workforce track, James Miller. The winner in the governance track, Martha Martinez. And in the new emerging priorities track, Vasanthan Kapaswamy, sorry, well done. In the MDG and SDG track, Vista Falahat. In the financial and operational category, Edgar Corona. And finally, in the technology track, Beatrice Bouchard. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
And if we could just also give one more round of applause, not only to all our winners, but to Zoe Mullins and Lancet Global Health for this wonderful, wonderful support. Our reflection essays. So this is Twee here and Jessica Everett. So this was something, I think the brainchild of Jessica Everett and Twee at the University of Pittsburgh, Jessica here at UCSF, and Child Family Health International. Really an opportunity for students to reflect on their global health experiences. I was one of the judges of the original competition. These are amazing. They are very powerful. I would, if you ever get a chance to read them, I think we archive them on our websites, but just really thoughtful reflections on what it means to engage in another environment and culture, interact on a personal basis. And so out of those reflections came this contest. We've now done it every year. But it really brings home the human aspects of everything we do. We talk a lot about policy, we talk a lot about programs, but at the end of the day, it's all about people, and people are made up of individuals. And one of the things I really love about these essays is they drive that home so well on both sides. So we're really thrilled. We have 3 winners, Parth Chattopadhyay, Jeffrey Campbell, and Lisa Simon. Are you here? Terrific. then our honorable mentions are Joseph Peterson, Alessandra Intilli, Emily Connolly, Sarah Clark, Kevin Sue, and Sonia Davy. Are they? Oh, that was our fault. We probably didn't tell them they should be here. Oh, we have one? We have one? Oh, come on up. Yeah, terrific. Yeah, no worries. Congratulations. I again would just like to thank Child Family Health International, the University of Pittsburgh Center for Global Health, UCSF Global Health Sciences, and Loyola University Health Sciences for their tremendous support of this really wonderful program. Thank you. All right, Global Health Science and Practice. Dr. Shelton. So this is a new program, brand new this year. I think we, Jim and Judy, maybe we should get Judy Wasserheit up here too, because I think this was their brainchild. But so Global Health Science Practices came to us, and with the opportunity to publish some manuscripts from abstract submissions from some of our trainees. So a chance to begin to build that academic track record. We had some really exciting and interesting submissions. I want to thank Peggy Bentley. I don't know if Peggy is here, and the research committee who did the lion's share of the work of actually reviewing and choosing from among these really terrific submissions. Our undergraduate winner was Edith Kwaman Lee, Maya Lee, and Emma Holcomb. And I think that's it, right? Is this the title of the manuscript? Is that underneath it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I was confused. I didn't know what was under. That's actually the title of the manuscript, American Mock World Health Organization, an innovative model for student engagement in global health policy. Congratulations. Well, we'll do the undergraduate. and
We
then
will.
bring the
Okay. Well,
graduate
then let me go say a little bit about.
Okay.
Of course, our journal is brought to you as American taxpayers. Those of you who are American USAID and Johns Hopkins, the idea of this was, of course, to recognize different levels, if you will, of experience in the educational system. But I do want to point out one thing in particular. Notice that it says "plan to be published." And that's because so far what these papers, these full papers, so it's sort of an extension of the Lancet Global Health abstract. It's actually a full papers published. But they've only had sort of one aspect of peer review, if you will, which is basically the selection process, whether or not it's good enough to be selective. But what they still need to have, actually, is that other very valuable part of the peer review process, which is a lot of critique and feedback to make the papers a lot better. So I'm going to ask you and your colleagues to see me afterwards to try to arrange so we can do that process as well.
Terrific. Okay. And in our graduate category, it's Approve Soni and Nisha Fahey, the evolution of a trainee-led international initiative into a multidisciplinary collaborative program of medical research and education. Congratulations. So I'm going to let Keith talk a little bit. I'll announce the winners, but I'll let Keith talk a little bit about this one because this is a really exciting program that Keith brought to us. I think has been a tremendous addition to the conference. So Keith, do you want to say a couple of minutes about that?
Thanks, Tim.
Sure.
So as Tim mentioned, one of our goals is how can we create mechanisms for you to be able to articulate your work to the public and colleagues through powerful means that generate change, right? So one of the ways we can do that is through visual means. So 3 years ago, we entered into a collaboration with the Pulitzer Center for Crisis Reporting to do that. They've been a wonderful partner. We run a global health video competition in 2 categories, one advocacy and the other innovation. And this has really blossomed. We also have a global health film festival that happens to be tonight from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. So please go ahead and come to that. And lastly, in an effort to try to create a mechanism to train all of us to communicate better, the Pulitzer Center is running a communications workshop for the 2nd time in a row, and that'll happen tomorrow, the 3rd day of our conference, from 4 to 6 p.m. It's free to attend, so if you're interested in learning how to get your message out and letting people hear it, particularly the media and the public, come out to the workshop from 4 to 6 p.m. We get scientists, journalists coming to teach us some practical tools for communication.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so in our advocacy category, the winner was Susan Bordson and Nate Madole for This is a Story of the Power of Partnership. And the honorable mention was Madras School of, so when you have dyslexia, that looks like power to me, but I think it may be POWHER, Reaching the Unreached with Vaccines in Nigeria. Congratulations. Sorry. Yeah, come on. Is this? Oh, terrific. And in the innovation category, the winner is the Gradin Health System. What took you so long for the universal anesthesia machine? And the honorable mention was Free Tech, that's saving the sight and life of Guatemala's children using pictograms to educate patients in rural Panama. Congratulations. All right. And again, just to reiterate, the film festival tonight in Plaza A from 6 to 8 p.m. and the communication workshop tomorrow from 4 to 6. Our next one is the Johns Hopkins Global Health Now, CUGH NPR, Neglected Global Health Issues. And I think I'll let Keith describe that one too, because he'll do a much better job than I would.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Watch out, you don't trip backwards. So last year, we were approached by Global Health Now in a very interesting option. How can we actually identify neglected issues in global health? So we put a call out for neglected issues in global health. We had 120 submissions. The winner was mycetoma. And I'll show you what's really interesting about that is that that mycetoma is now being used for advocacy to bring it into the WHO's definition of NTDs, and so we hope that mycetoma will become another neglected tropical disease. So part of that was generated by the Global Health Now initiative, and what they do is the winner has a full-length story done on the winning issue. They also took the top 11, which was so inspiring that they ran a story every single month in Global Health Now. Fast track forward to this year, we had 180 submissions. So the winner is going to be what Tim's going to mention in a second. But what's also interesting is National Public Radio came in also as a partner. And they're going to do a story on the honorable mention, which is a fascinating issue of Konzo, which is a disease affecting those who eat yucca. 600 million people around the world eat yucca. So we're bringing in new partners. NPR is going to do a full-on story. They take journalists into the field to do this, and we're extremely grateful for Brian Simpson and Dana Myers who are here. You've been absolutely fabulous partners. Thank you so much for yourself. And then Dean Davidson's right behind you. The Dean of Nursing from Johns Hopkins is there, and Tom Quinn here. So we've got a Johns Hopkins massive collaboration going on. So we're very grateful for this, and it'll grow. Thank you so much.
All right, well, why don't we have them come on up? So yeah, come on up on the stage. We'll get you all up here. Thank you very much.
Also, maybe get Trish and Tom.
Trish, yeah, please, come on up.
This is Johns
Yeah,
Hopkins. Yes.
yeah. We want to give credit for doing good things and encourage others to do these incredibly wonderful things. So Susan Kwan, science writer, CID Research, Seattle, Washington, on infection-related cancers in the developing world. Congratulations, Susan. And our runner-up is Desir Shala Katumbe, Oregon Health and Sciences University, Portland, Oregon, The Untold Story of Konzo. Congratulations. All right, so my final act of chair, yes, it's been a wonderful 2 years, is to introduce you to the new board of CUGH going forward, and we are so very fortunate to over the next 2 years to be led by Pierre Buchans. One of the things I've really enjoyed about having the executive committee calls and talking twice a month is getting to know Pierre. He has a very dry sense of humor, and he likes to, I think it's very appropriate that he's from Tulane in New Orleans, because he likes to, he reminds me sort of a alligator, because, alligators, they're just kind of hanging out there, and you don't think they're paying attention. But if you don't keep your eye on that alligator, you're in trouble, right? Because he's always paying attention. And that's a lot like Pierre. Pierre is always paying attention, even though he likes you not to think necessarily so, and he has that very keen, sharp mind, so he's relying on a different resource than the alligator, but he has the same general strategy, is to just kind of lurk in the background and hope that you're not paying attention to him until he pounces. And so we're really, really thrilled and absolutely delighted. He's probably never been linked to an alligator before. But I also want to thank Ann Kurth. Ann, for the past 2 years, has been our secretary-treasurer. She's been doing this amazing job trying to help Keith and the staff bring those finances into control. And Peggy Bentley will be coming on to take that role, and we're absolutely thrilled because she did such a wonderful, wonderful job in our research committee. So please join me in welcoming Pierre Buchans.
Well, I guess that being now from Louisiana, this is really a compliment that you. Thank you very much, Tim. I'm deeply honored by becoming the chair of CUGH for the next 2 years, and I'm really grateful to Tim for everything he did during the last 2 years. I also observed you, and the way you pay attention to details, the way you follow up and keep the vision at the same time alive is absolutely remarkable. And I'm, of course, a bit nervous about having to follow such a strong leadership during the last 2 years. You move, with the board, with the staff, with Keith, with everybody. You move this organization to another level, and I will try to follow your steps. But something I would really like to do for the next 2 years is to keep making global health global, and keep making CUGH more global. I really feel that globalizing global health is central to what we have to do. We are on the right path. As you have seen, we have no board members from Peru, from Scotland, from Sri Lanka, from Uganda, which is very nice. I think we have to try to increase that number. The conference next year will be co-hosted by Makerere University, which is fantastic, and then the next one by Cayetano Heredia. I think that's also very important. We have to do everything to really being even more global than we are, and I think we can do that together. So, Tim, we have a little token of our appreciation to you. Let me present you a little gift. Wow. And it says, with gratitude, Tim Brewer, MD, MPH, CUGH Board Chair. So Tim, congratulations. So please don't leave San Francisco. This is the middle of the meeting. The session this afternoon and tomorrow are absolutely superb, including the closing session. Enjoy the meeting, and let's be even more global than before. Thank you.
For those of you who have awards, we have the boxes here, which might make it a wee bit easier to take home. Thanks. Merci Pierre.
Great job.
So yeah, no,